Hi there, Darren Leversey here. So I'm going to share with you a story which is one of the reasons I love my job so much. So I was in a company a few days ago actually, and I was in the presentation room all set up, ready to go. Presentation up, presented, chairs out, feedback forms ready, sandwiches in the corner, and I was waiting for the audience to arrive. And there was about 5 or 6 minutes to go and the room was still empty, and I started to get a bit worried. Obviously, what's going on here? I had the HR manager with me and she was also getting a bit worried. And then suddenly one guy walked in. And so we were so relieved that he'd walked in. She said to him, "Are you here for the financial education presentation?" And he said, "No." "What presentation?" She said, "I sent you an email about it." And he said, "Oh, I haven't had time to read it or haven't had time to get round to it." He said, "What's it all about?" So she tried to explain it and he didn't seem that bothered, and he went, "Oh, I'll have to leave it for now, I'm busy." And he started to walk out of the room again. But as he walked out, the 40 or 50 people that were due to be there all decided to come at the last minute, and they piled into that room, and he was suddenly a bit shocked and surprised, and so he paused. He looked at me and I said to him, "Why don't you just come and sit down? There's a spare place at the front. Come and sit there, 45 minutes, you never know." So reluctantly he did. He sat down, he had his notepad with him, and he sat down, he started to listen to some of the content of the presentation. Halfway through, he started to ask questions, and he started to ask questions which it's fairly obvious to me that he had some issues that he was starting to learn about, and actually those questions were very relevant to him, not the audience. So I said to him, "Can we take these offline afterwards and we'll have a one-to-one conversation at the end of the session?" He said, "Yeah, no problem." He was making copious notes. At the end of the session, he waited around, we sat down, we had a chat about, and he had some questions, and I answered his questions. And he said, "I'm about to make a decision on something to do with his finances. And this decision was pretty major and also irreversible." And I said to him, "What's your plan? How does that fit into your overall plan? Have you even got a plan?" And he said, "No, I haven't." I said, "So why would you make a decision, such a massive decision, without understanding how that fits into the overall context of your financial future, your plan?" And he said, "Well, I think it's probably the right thing to do." I said, "You think it's probably the right thing to do?" He said, "Well, I've got a financial advisor. I've had a relationship with him for a long time." I said, "I think you need to talk to a financial planner, not a financial advisor." And he said to me, "Okay," he said, "but I wouldn't want to upset this guy. I've had a relationship with him for a long time." So I said to him, "Is your relationship with him more important than yours and your family's financial future?" The penny dropped for him and he said, "Okay, I think you're right." So what I did, I set him up with a conversation with the planner. Somebody who doesn't just do financial advice on investments, actually plans holistically somebody's whole financial future. And so he had an hour on the phone with this particular gentleman, and then 2 days later he had a face-to-face meeting with his wife and the advisor, the financial planner I should say. And at the end of that conversation, he chose not to make that irreversible decision. He didn't do it. If he'd have done that, if he'd have made that decision, okay, it would have been irreversible and it would have been catastrophic in terms of his financial future. So it was like a sliding doors moment. He nearly didn't attend that presentation, and had he not attended, he would have made that decision, and the impact was immense. So I had a little bit to do with that. I had a little bit to do with making his future brighter, making his future better. So that is one reason and one great story as to why I love my job.